Whatever
Oh,
reason it
now we're
delayed. Now we're
live.
live.
So we did an intro and everything for nothing again. I'm glad people just couldn't, just see us and not hear us like our very first episode. But,
Yeah.
uh, New Leaf News presents. Welcome back to the Legends Clubhouse. I am Bobby Kaboose. If you didn't hear this already, and as always, I'm always with Lawson Turner. What's going on, man? We are
Uh,
live
it-
now.
we are officially live, and it was an exciting day of NBA basketball last night. We had your Pistons, surviving
Surviving.
another day. So it's always a great time in the playoffs because it's just survive and advance. It might not be pretty because I think entering the fourth quarter was like 75-74, and it's not always pretty, but it's survive and advance.
Well, so what's the series at 6? We're going into game 6. No, game 7. Or, no, game 6.
Yeah, game
3-2,
six.
right?
Yeah.
Um, I think the Pistons have led 4 out of the 5 games going into the fourth quarter, and
Hmm.
they
Yeah.
obviously they're down in the series. Um, dude, I can't. I was watching the game last night. I don't watch a lot of NBA, but dude, I can't stand the way guys like Jalen Brunson and James Harden play the game. Like where they just get these fucking fouls because they're like almost out of control and they
Yeah.
just lean into people. I'm like, dude, this is so fucking stupid. But
They've actually.
whatever, we got the dub.
I was gonna say that they've actually done a couple rule changes because I think in 2000, I want to say it was like in 2009, 18, 19, somewhere in there, they actually changed it to where like you can't pump fake, get a shooter in, and just jump
Yeah,
into him, like because that'll be considered an offensive foul. And then they've
yeah, that
also,
happened yesterday. I don't
yeah,
know if you were watching the game. He was dribbling down and like
yeah,
he like kind of went like how the guys, if you had a defender behind you, you could just stop and like have them run
mm,
into you and it's a foul. Well,
yeah,
he kind of tried to do that, and
hmm,
was called for the offensive foul. And I
mm,
was like, what the fuck is that?
mm,
But anyway,
yeah.
um, but yeah, man, the first day of the um no runs first inning bet that we went with. Um,
Your smacked and
boy,
mine was terrible.
I actually played yours too, man, and Otani ruined it. He got on. I don't know if I think he hit a double and then he got moved over and then
Otani ru-
and then
Otani ruins everything. That gambler.
dude, I know he ruined that guy's life by being like, hey man, like you got to take the rap. I
I've
can't get kicked out. I can't get kicked out of America already.
I've seen so many people talk about like that's one of like that could be one of like the MLB's like what ifs in like 20 years. It's like did the MLB just sweep it under the rug?
Oh, fucking 30 for 30 for sure, dude.
Oh, the 30 for
Like,
30 on the Shohei stuff on the Shohei gambling fiasco will be insane cuz I it's tough because I could see like
dude's
yes.
really gonna just wipe his eyes with a full towel live on our show and not, just keep going.
Hey man, with Shohei being as valuable as he is to the MLB, there's 100% reasons why for the MLB to kind of just sweep it under the rug.
Oh, I know. He's the modern day Babe Ruth, man. I mean, nobody sees shit like this
And
since
he might
since
even be
him.
better than Babe Ruth because I, I
Right,
I
and
don't
that's gonna
think
be
I don't think Babe Ruth was throwing triple digits.
no. He's gonna be a once in a lifetime player, man. Like it's unreal, like how, like I mean, he's arguably the best hitter and pitcher in the fucking game.
Which is
Like,
insane, and he
right,
like we just saw him last year go 50 for 50 just because he couldn't pitch.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're gonna tell me if he can't pitch, he's just a 50-50 player,
I mean, how does the dude not win MVP every year? Because like, if you think about it, no one else is playing both ways. Travis
Mm,
Hunter of the MLB,
yeah.
or is Travis Hunter the Shohei of the NFL? That's
Hmm.
for you to debate, audience, and let us know by next show. All right, that's a wrap. We got
That's
nothing
right.
else for today.
Oh, and
Um,
Katie says good morning in the chat. So by the way,
good
so
morning.
good morning, everybody
My
out there
eyes aren't
in the
fully open yet, but I
on.
don't have a towel that I can just fucking start, going to town when we're live.
Mm,
Um,
yeah, man, it's early in the morning.
I know, dude. Dude, that's all I keep seeing is this freaking gorilla thing.
Oh my god, they're so fucking funny.
Dude,
The
I just I
continue.
keep seeing like, fucking what 100 gorillas versus '07 Benoit, like
Yeah,
fucking
2009
you
Orton. I've seen like uh
know, a bloodline.
dude, I saw that exact same one. It was like the 100 gorillas versus the Manawahi family or whatever, like the
Yeah,
actual,
whatever. Yeah,
yeah. And those memes are so
you
damn
just said some
funny.
random Hawaiian word.
Whatever it is. Um but it's just so funny to me because like for everyone that has been complaining about, oh, Twitter's going bad, this is what Twitter was for,
Yeah,
just for
correct.
goofy dumb. Another thing, I've seen people put like their top 100 people that they would call on.
Yeah,
I saw Dwight Howard say give him like 50 Shaqs, 10 Dwights, 30 like big shows, and then some other stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, let's get a bunch of big dudes, but no, Gorilla clears.
no, man, Gorilla does not clear because if everyone just fucking attacks him at once,
Once
he
again,
can't a
what
hundred
happens?
people at
What
one time.
happens when the first dude gets grabbed by the leg and just gets used as like a damn whip for a
A
bu- 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 bu-
propeller?
bu- bu- yeah.
I mean, you go low. The gorilla is still gonna be,
Yeah,
5.
everyone just go drop kick his leg. Yeah, gotcha, makes sense.
Right, exactly. You just
Right.
fucking go low on him. You chop block his ass.
Mm,
You take his leg out. Then he's down, and you just fucking pin his ass down, and you start stomping his motherfucking head.
mm. Now I know last episode we gone.
So what I would say to everyone is to wear some steel toe boots,
Just go
some
kicking.
maybe some Timberlands or something, and just fucking start stomping the shit out of them when you get
That's
them down.
funny.
Then you're gonna win, and 100 people, maybe not 100 people, but you know, most of the people should survive.
Hmm. Now I know last episode you kind of teased your dilemma in fantasy football.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I had the number 3 pick in the draft. I actually had 3 first round picks, right?
Which is insane.
So the third pick, man, I was trying to move up to number 2, and I was like, who can I pick at number 3 when it comes to me? I'm like, I know Genty's not gonna be there. The guy offered him up, and he's basically like, who wants Genty, and was like taking calls. I called in and gave a ridiculous proposal. Well, I didn't think it was really ridiculous, but well, I guess I just wanted to swap picks, and I was offering him a second pick for it. Um, I didn't want to blow my load on Genty, so
Blow my
um,
load.
so he obviously went number 1,
Hmm.
and then I was hoping Cam Ward would drop to me at 3, but he went number 2. So, dude, you should have saw me when I was in the war room, man. I was like,
Sweating.
we were on the couch, huh?
Sweating.
Sweating. I thought you said, "What does that mean?" And I was like,
Huh?
"Fuck do you think it means, huh?" Who? I thought you knew sports ball. God damn, man.
Sports ball.
So I'm in the war room, man, and I'm like just sitting there, and I'm like reading all the analytics, and I'm like, who do I take? Who do I take? It was between who I was thinking about Omarion Hampton. Um, I was thinking about the Quinshawn Judkins.
Hmm.
They said he's supposed to be, able to compete. I was even thinking about jumping the gun and going Tyler Warren. You don't see many tight ends running the Wildcat in college. Um, I even thought about Jackson Dart. I was like,
Hmm.
is a quarterback going to go early? Even though he's not going to start, you can put him on your squad. Or even like I keep hearing RJ Harvey is going to be, competing in Denver.
Hmm.
Well, the rich get richer at a certain position. I went with receiver, and I went with, I don't know how to say his first name, but McMillan from Arizona for Carolina.
Ted Rowe and
Um,
McMillan. Yeah.
dude's fucking damn near 6'5".
Yeah. He's a beast.
And I figured, Carolina's receivers are kind of weak. Like they got Adam Thielen, who's getting up there in age, a couple other guys. So like
Hmm.
I'm like, this is, if Bryce Young's gonna get chemistry with one guy, he can just throw it up to this motherfucker. So he
Mm-hmm.
should be a nice red zone target. Maybe trade bait in the future, but I'm still building my young receiver core. Dude, the shock of the first round was Cam Scatabo went number 6.
I might cry
And I
real
think,
tears on that one.
dude, I think you could have got him in the 4th round. I
Like,
don't know
bro,
why
what?
someone jumped the gun and
When was
took
he
him there.
taken?
Number 6 overall.
So you're telling me you're gonna draft the third string running back, sixth overall?
Right. And again, we're only drafting rookies, so it's not like it's a real it's not a yearly fantasy thing. It's a dynasty. So like, just in case people didn't get that from the last, or didn't watch our last show,
Yeah.
it is a dynasty league. So they're not picking him over fucking Saquon Barkley, even though Saquon would probably go number 1 or 2.
Right.
But anyway, I also had the 10th pick in the draft. I was shooting for Tyler Warren. He was there until the 9th pick. He was picked right before I got to select, per usual. I feel like that's how it always happens. You're like, man, I hope dream scenario, this guy could fall to me.
Mm.
Um, my plan was to go from Tyler Warren at number 10. Actually, yeah, I was either gonna go Tyler Warren or Jackson Dart at number 10, and then I was probably gonna go Jackson Dart because what ended up happening is my strategy anyway. I did go to Jackson Dart. I'm gonna sit him for obviously a year. I have Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins that are getting up there in age, so I need to start getting better quarterbacks or younger quarterbacks. And then I went, what's his name, Colston Loveland,
Mm.
number 12. If Tyler Warren was available at 12, that was going to be my pick. I was going to pick one of the 2 tight ends, and I knew that with only the pick in between, that one of them would be available. But yeah, man, I think after I picked McMillan, as soon as I picked him, I was like, "Fuck, should I have picked this motherfucker?" Like my
Right.
other 2 picks, I didn't feel that way, but with him, I'm like, "God damn it,
Yeah.
did I do the right thing? Should I went running back?" But
The thing too with McMillan is that he's gonna start in Carolina.
yeah,
Like he's going.
yeah,
Like even if he's not your number one receiver, he's gonna be your number two receiver. Like
right. And that's
you don't
what
draft
I
a
wanted
receiver
for
that
my first.
high. Yeah.
Right. That was what I wanted for my first pick, was a guaranteed starter. Like,
Mm.
especially with running backs getting split time nowadays. Like, there's no true number ones really anymore, except for like Saquon.
And even
Um,
and even then sometimes Saquon will every now and again leave the game.
right.
Mm.
So, um, I don't put much value on running backs, but I do need to get. I'll probably draft one in the 3rd round with my last pick, but.
Yeah, just for
Or
depth.
if Jalen Milroe is there, I could have him sit. But I did a little bit of research too, to see how the quarterback class of 2026 is going to be, because I have 2 first-round picks in that class, and
Mm.
it's a much stronger class than this one.
Yeah,
Um,
especially if
so
Arch comes out.
yeah,
Because
yeah, but Arch will probably go number one, I would guess.
yeah, he'll probably go
So
1-1. That'd be, yeah, 100%. With if well, once again, it all depends. I saw this clip the other day. So as we all know, Saints are a bad team.
mhm.
What if the Saints get the number one pick next year and Arch comes out? You get some Archie. To because if you didn't know, Archie Manning, Arch's great grand, would it be his great granddad at that point, or his granddad?
um, his grandfather,
Yeah,
his grandpa, yeah,
his grandfather used to play for the Saints, back in the day.
yeah.
However, they just hired Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback from LSU's dad, to be their offensive coordinator. So, and Garrett Nussmeier is supposed to come out, is going to come out next year. So it's like, sorry, son, I'm gonna take Arch over you.
Yeah.
That'd be a funny little dynamic.
Dude, yeah, I wonder if he would. I don't think his dad or his granddad ever got over 500, so that would be interesting too if he was able to get the Saints over 500.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to
but
Archie, man. Archie was lit.
shout out to Archie. Shout out to Cooper Manning or whatever, the one that just sits at the Thanksgiving table.
The Cooper
Um,
Manning.
Is it his name Cooper? The
I
one that
think
didn't
so.
make it.
I think
He was like
so.
a receiver, got hurt or something.
Yeah.
Uh, man, I don't even know what else to talk about, dude. Like we were not. This was the first show that we're not really. We're kind of just
We
winging
were,
it,
yeah, but
and I'm cool with it.
yeah,
I need
we'll
to.
figure it out. With the so hold on. Before we get into anything else, I do have a question because it's a topic, and they released another trailer for it. Um,
Jurassic Park.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, they released another trailer for it. So, and we had teeheed, not before this show, but in the past, of like, what's your hate for dinosaurs, man?
I don't have a hate for dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs.
So you
What the
plan on
fuck
going
you
to?
talking about?
So you plan on going to see the movie?
Yeah, I
Good.
love the Jurassic Park movies.
Okay. So you're just gonna act different now on camera?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic. I called you out because there's no fucking thing called a Spinosaurus. That's the
Hey,
dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's not a fucking dinosaur. I know that. They probably made it in a lab or something, or made like a fucking little toy, but it never existed.
yes, they did.
But yeah, man, I love Jurassic Park, dude. The first one with fucking okay, so like the first one, with Jeff Goldblum and shit. I believe in 1994, 1995-ish, right? The cool there's like a couple like coolest people on earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um and it was Jeff Goldblum, right?
Right.
He's in there. Um Razor Ramon
Mm-hmm.
/ Scott Hall, you know. Howie Mandel, he's in there, right?
Right.
The dude with the dark hair and Hall and Oates,
Right.
and Jonathan Turner from Boy Meets World.
Right.
Those five were probably the coolest guys. I know you weren't around, you wouldn't know, but they were like the coolest guys in like 1994 and 95
Mm-hmm.
because, they all had like the Jerry curl, black mullet looking hair, and it was awesome.
With the slick
It
back.
was curly,
Yeah.
yeah, and it looked
Mm-hmm.
wet, and it looked cool,
Mm-hmm.
and they were the five coolest guys on the planet.
Yeah.
Um, but going back to Jurassic Park, because you don't know anything about 1995. Um, so you didn't even know that was a thing. You like dude? Did you know like right away, like the year prior to year 2000, like what it was? Because like I know when you're that young, you can't count that high. So like,
I
did you
mean, we can.
know what
I mean,
came behind?
I mean, obviously we can go and we can reconsume content from it. You jackass.
Oh, now,
It's
yeah,
it's
now.
it's not like holy shit. Let me go grab my grandpappy's cassette player and let's listen to shit from
It
1990.
was like that though, because there was cassettes,
I believe it. I bet you had a Walkman too.
dude. Yeah, man. I never had one; they were expensive, but I did have like a portable CD player, dude, and
Hmm.
like
And I bet
the Walkman was like more of a cassette. I don't know if there's Walkman. I'm sure it's just a brand, but yeah, I'm sure they
yeah.
had portable CD player.
Um, in the
That's what we
chat,
used to do, man, on the bus. On the bus
huh?
for basketball games and baseball games, man.
It was just
Fucking get your little Walkman in, put your fucking CD in. You listen to your 12 songs. You switch CDs. You got your CD book. You know what a CD book is, man? It holds all your CDs.
I
You
know what
flip
a
them
fucking
through.
CD book is.
You don't know what a fucking CD book is, man. You wouldn't even be able to operate a fucking a 5-disc CD changer right now because you'd be like, oh my god, I don't know how to switch the disc.
Yeah, just take it out, put the next one in.
What do these buttons do? You know, you
Um,
wouldn't know. You'd be
Katie,
like, hey Siri, play the sixth song on the CD. Why isn't it working?
it's funny, but to go off
Yeah,
of
man.
to go.
You only know corn as a side dish for Thanksgiving. We know them as a band, man. We know them as a band. Anyway, yeah, Jurassic
Yeah,
Park, dude. Um,
I think it's gonna be. I'm excited. I think it'll be a banger movie because who's anti dinosaurs messing shit up.
you are you're claiming that I got fucking Reptar over here, another dinosaur. Yet I'm fucking anti-dinosaur. Look, dude, I got a fucking Reptar. Do you know who Reptar is?
I
No, because you weren't even alive.
I had the first Rugrats on VHS.
Yeah, the movie with Dill and that fucking blue dick. Once Dill
Hey,
came in the picture, dude, that show sucked ass.
that was so funny.
Pre-Dill, it was amazing. Like they,
Yeah.
you had Tommy, who's like super adventurous. You have Chucky the bitch. You have Angelica, who's just a fucking asshole, but she's a bully and it's funny. And then you got the twins that are gross, and they're
Right.
picking belly button lint and shit and eating it and
Right.
pulling things out of diapers and shit. And then you got Susie, Susie.
Mm.
She's a lovable character. But
Mm.
anyway,
Katie in the
but yeah,
chat,
once
real quick. Katie in the chat says, she asked this question, and I'm going to bring it up because you've never seen any of the movies. So, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, they re-released Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith back in theaters. And if I remember correctly, you haven't seen a single Star Wars.
not all the way through, no.
You
But I
want
have seen the Jurassic Parks, and I like those ones.
okay, okay, like that's the stepping stone. You'll go from Jurassic Park to Star Wars. There you go. Okay,
Yeah,
baby
maybe.
steps, baby steps. It's a
I feel like like in the Star Wars world, man. I feel like I'm so far behind. It's just like DC or Marvel.
yeah.
Like I like Batman, and then like I've seen like a lot of the like first of movies. Like I saw like Spider-Man 1 when he does that stupid famous kiss under upside
It's a
down and shit
banger
to Kirsten
movie.
Dunst.
Dude,
Kirsten Dunst. She's got
don't
a big head and little body.
don't fuck up
So
my childhood. I had that movie on VHS too, dick.
but I saw that movie. He Macho Man was in it. That was cool.
Mm.
He should have dropped the elbow. Ooh yeah. But
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of
yeah,
playtime.
yeah. But like I feel like I'm way behind on those. Like I can't catch up on all those fucking comic book movies, man.
They're all
And the
good.
same thing.
Well, for the most part, a lot of them are good. A lot of them are good.
So, what's like? I want to go back to the Jurassic Park real quick.
Yeah.
What do you know what this one is about? Like, what's the theme of this one? Like, because I know
So,
like when they remade it.
mhm.
They were like the park was open. They fucking they had the clickers to like be like, hey, I'm training a dinosaur. It's just like a dog. Let me pet it. Ba ba da da da. But it's a little bit more
Yeah.
aggressive, and it can turn on me. I'm not really sure.
Mm.
And then towards the end, the military guy, he was like, "Oh man, we can use these for weapons." Blah 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 blah. Blah.
Right.
And he wanted to use for weapons. The second one, I believe they made that dinosaur that was like chemically induced with like fucking chameleon or some shit,
Mm.
and like it could like not I was gonna say levitate, but no, it can camouflage. It would be cool if it could levitate. It's just like fucking start floating and shit, and it's like
It just starts to it just starts to it starts to growl out of like gills right here, and it just
yeah,
levitates.
dude, and it just fucking elevates.
That'd be so
Um,
funny.
but what's this one
So
about?
from everything that I've seen and read via blogs and IGN and stuff like that, apparently they're in certain dinosaur bones is like the cure for, to put it in layman's terms, it's basically like the cure for cancer. And so they're sending an elite task force in to go and get this DNA so they can make medicine for cancer, basically.
So they gotta murder all the dinosaurs
N-
so they can
No, no,
cure
the
cancer.
the clip in the trailer is Scarlett Johansson taking DNA from like an egg.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
That's
Okay.
basically my thought process, and
All right.
of course shit's gonna go bad.
Yeah.
From every
Of course.
from I read this one article when they're first teasing it that however they could not write the script and have everybody live at the end, no matter how they twist and turned it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a no
So,
one safe kind of thing. But once again, they're not gonna have Scarlett Johansson get yoinked up 12 minutes into the movie.
right. Well, they could. I mean, what that Deep Blue Sea or whatever. Samuel L. Jackson, I think, dies within the
Yeah,
first like 5 minutes.
that's
Um,
another underrated shark
same.
movie.
Um, not as good as Virus Shark. But anyway, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
The new is this part of the new trilogy? Like,
No,
is this
so this is
or is this
something
starting
new.
a
So
new
that
one?
So there's the Jurassic Park 3 trilogy, then there's the Jurassic World trilogy, and this is like I guess the start of a new trilogy. That'd be my guess, or just
Okay,
because this is
this is movie
after.
number 7.
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't think I've seen 6.
yeah,
Um,
it's very missable.
and the
It
third one absolutely blows.
like
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park.
Park 3.
Yeah,
I
the
had that.
one with the fucking caged fucking pterodactyls.
Yeah,
That was
that scene was sick.
that may have been the worst movie I've ever seen in the theater. Like going to the theater and see, I wanted to walk out. We almost got kicked out because we were kids at the time and we were in junior high. And we were like,
Dicking around.
um, making fun of the movie because it fucking blew ass.
I had
But
that
because
another movie I had on VHS.
the reason why it blew ass though
Yeah.
is because apparently they basically just put like from the book,
Hmm.
like I guess there was 2 books or something, and you know, I could be completely wrong, but I
Hmm.
think this is what I remember. But the first Jurassic Park was the first book, the second Jurassic Park was the second book basically, and the third one was basically everything that they couldn't put in the first 2 books. So they just kind of was like,
Just kind of threw it
here
together.
you go, and it sucked. So I've only seen it once, and I won't watch it again.
Mm.
Um, and I feel like the second one of the new Jurassic Parks sucked too. It wasn't the first one. I don't know if it was the second one or if I saw bits of the third one.
I was gonna say the third one. The third one wasn't obviously. I feel like if I feel like certain franchises, like when you start, it's so good, and then you just gradually go, and it just gets worse and worse. The first Jurassic World I thought was pretty good. The second one is they basically had an auction for dinosaurs at the end for rich people, and then the third one it was just a I enjoyed it because it was a nostalgic trip because like they brought Alan Grant back and Ellie Sattler and Jeff Goldblum. They brought them all back for what I thought was going to be the last Jurassic Park movie. Which is, I mean, if you're gonna bring them back, you might as well make it the last one. But
Well, you know, people can't come up with new ideas,
everyone's
and
gonna be pro dinosaur
unlike
destroy stuff.
unlike you trying to throw me under the bus, everyone loves dinosaurs. I
Okay.
fucking love dinosaurs.
Hey,
Oh, you got this notion that I didn't love dinosaurs.
maybe I read it somewhere.
I you didn't read it from me because all I said was a
Check what
Spinosaurus is a fucking dinosaur.
check the original source. If you're gonna read something about me, check the actual source.
Yeah,
It's funny.
here's
Another, but
something we get fine.
uh huh.
But yeah, so I guess we'll just jump into Virus Shark then, since I mentioned it.
God, that movie sucked.
Dude, that movie is awesome.
Shut the
Remember
hell
those like
up.
remember those goobers or whatever they call them showed up?
Go
What were
ahead,
they called?
go ahead. Give the audience a backstory about Virus Shark.
Oh, dude, so just imagine, you know, a shark movie, you know, a great
Jesus
shark movie, by the
Christ.
way. How much did it cost to
You
make?
know
Like
what?
1,800, or was it less?
You know what?
Um,
You talk. I'll double check it.
all right, so yeah, it was, you know, basically if you can imagine a shark with a COVID break out, you know, and they have viruses and they have to fix these viruses because somehow it like destroyed the whole world. And you would think it would only destroy maybe the ocean, but no, like there was like buildings crumbling and shit, and then these fucking alien goobers showed up out of nowhere. And I have no idea why they were in the movie at all. I think just to fill time. And there was like what some redneck fucking um back of the woods people, and they were all infected and they were trying to kill the scientists, and
So
it
Virus
was,
Shark had a
it was just
budget
great.
of $182.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it was probably the best movie that I've ever seen for less than $200.
Why are you
I'm just
watching? Why are you watching movies less than $200 that are
I
made
mean,
less than $200?
dude, I'm sure. Okay,
Jesus Christ,
you know
so
the
funny.
Academy Awards or the Academy Awards are for movies, right? That's not
Yeah,
for music.
yeah,
I always get them confused.
yeah. The Grammys are
Um,
for music. The Academy Awards are, yeah.
Okay, so the Academy Awards, do you like a lot of those movies I never heard of, right? They're like indie films or whatever the fuck, you know.
Right.
Well, Virus Shark is right up there with it. Like why, you know, maybe because it didn't hit theaters and didn't you can't see it the traditional fucking way. Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if it was up for an Academy Award when it came out.
It
Just
came
saying.
it came out in 2021.
Yeah, it probably won the award for best film ever. Like
You know what? Let's
it,
look up best
best
film ever of
soundtrack, best supporting
2021.
cast.
Best movie 2021.
I know it's not La La Land because that came out way before.
No, I don't want best movies.
See?
Academy Awards.
It's gonna say Virus Shark. I'm telling you.
Best film was Nomadland.
See?
If I'm being honest, I don't
What
even
did
know.
I just say? It should have won because that whatever that. See, have you ever heard of that movie?
Some
See,
no.
my point exactly. So it could have won a ton of awards that we just didn't
Say
know
it got
about the
swept under the
movie.
rug. Say it got swept under the rug.
Yeah, it did. It absolutely got swept under the rug.
That's funny. That's hilarious. With the because I know you like those low budget movies.
They're amazing.
They're
They're
just good
dude like
times.
the attack of the Killer Donuts was a good one. I mean, like imagine just sitting there, right? And like you're like, "Oh
Actually
man,
crying.
like I really want like a fucking nice pastry with my coffee." Like maybe you work from home and you're like, "Oh, like how do you start your day with breakfast?" You know, like breakfast is the most important in the day. Or, you know, you go into the office and you're like, "Oh man, someone brought in donuts, you know, what a nice gesture." And you open the box and you find out they have fucking killer teeth and they're fucking spitting out fucking jelly ooze at you. That's pretty scary, man. Like,
Hold on. You just said jelly ooze.
yeah, man. What do you call deadly jelly?
Hold on. Is that
Jelly?
like is that like the is that like the ooze from Power Rangers?
What ooze from Power Rangers? The ooze is from Ninja Turtles.
No, there was ooze in like the
There
first
ooze
Power
from
Rangers.
Power Rangers?
Yeah, it was like
When? There
purple.
was no what?
Yeah.
In what season?
The
Oh, it's probably like fucking
no
like
no the first
2017
no
when you were
the
watching it.
like the 1994 the Power Rangers. Yeah, there was like ooze in it. There was like purple ooze in it.
I don't believe it, man.
God damn it.
I was probably past Power Rangers already on the wrestling because once I watched Power Rangers and then once I like discovered wrestling, I'm like,
That
oh
was
man,
it. Oh, this is my
it's
shit.
yeah. I'm not watching this racist Power Rangers show where they put the black guy in black and then the Asian girl in yellow. We're not racist around here. Oh, we're just gonna put them in that color because
It
that's their skin color or that's what they're referred to.
it that's just what happened to me.
Goddamn racist Power
I'll,
Rangers.
I'll,
And I didn't know until years later, maybe relatively recently, maybe 6 years ago,
yeah.
that um all the action shots are actually from Japan. You know that?
I mean,
It is a complete just they take shot for shot from the show from Japan and they use it here in the fighting scenes and the only scenes that were actually um filmed here and for like the American version are when the kids' helmets are off.
are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
So
So anyway,
so we have like the
oh yeah,
off-brand Power Rangers.
yeah, essentially. So,
Damn
because who
it.
knows if they're called the Power Rangers over there. But, so yeah, imagine opening up your donut box and be like, oh man, I'm gonna just get a donut to start my day. And then it fucking attacks you, dude. That's pretty fucking scary. Or, you know, like a movie like Ouija Shark. I know there's some weirdos out there that fucking play with the fucking Ouija board and, you know, try to summons people and fuck with the undead and all that shit. And
And
it's
they fuck
fucking
with the
weird and
shark.
scary. But imagine if you're doing that and a fucking hologram of a shark comes out and it doesn't even need water. It's like chasing you through the woods and shit. And you're like, God damn, man, I gotta get away from this fucking Ouija board shark because I don't know what the fuck it's capable of. And even though it's like a hologram, I'm not sure if it fucking chomps down on me, if I'm gonna die or if it's just gonna go right through me. That's fucking scary, dude. And you know what else? There
Hold
was
on, real quick. Go.
Slaughterhouse.
Who?
Slaughterhouse, man. What if you were in your house right now and a fucking killer sloth was slowly creeping
I
behind you?
I would just walk.
Dude, what if you didn't know, man? What if it was doing it right now and I was like, and like
Behind
I couldn't spit it.
you.
Yeah, I couldn't spit it out in time. I'm like,
It's even more funny because when you first brought up that you enjoyed like low budget movies, I was telling my boy about it who's big into horror movies. He was like, I've actually seen Slaughterhouse.
oh, 100%, dude. And Slaughterhouse is killing all these sorority girls and shit. I mean,
Oh, it's so funny.
they,
Real
they,
quick
they might have
though,
been a little slow too, but
real quick, guess how much Attack of the Killer Donuts budget was?
uh it's got to be less than 1,000.
Are you asking or telling
No,
me?
no, no, no. You're surprised. So it's probably I'm gonna say 5 grand.
$200,000.
See, fucking. I was after you said that, I was like, man, probably that was the quality of that movie was a lot better than the Virus Shark. But
Because Virus Shark, I think we were looking it up. It was like shot at a high school.
yeah,
Um,
I mean,
it
like you could see the pool,
oh
like the pool lines.
oh, where's the shark? Oh, it's on the other side of the pool.
Oh, it's over there. Okay. I didn't see it over there in this fucking like smaller than an Olympic sized pool.
That's so
Um,
funny.
but yeah, man. So what else? There's Slaughterhouse. Oh, Lamageddon. Like, dude, imagine like just being at like a party with your boys and your girls, and you're having a good time, and a fucking spaceship that looks like what's it called? I always forget what it's called. The thing that carries like the horses from place to place, like a trailer type
Yeah,
thing. What is it?
like one of those metal
Whatever that.
trailers that have like the vents on the side for the horse to.
Yes, yes. I forget what they're called. Um, But yeah, their spaceship is like one of those with wings, and you're like, oh, look at that fucking cute llama over there. Let me go pet it. And then,
Just bites your
it
face
either
off.
fucking shoots you with fucking laser eyes or spits out green fucking goo at you, and then you start turning into a llamageddon, and you're like, starting to get all deformed and shit, and walking around, you're making all these weird noises because you're half llama,
You're making a
half
llama.
geddon and half person now.
Half getting is
Yeah, dude.
crazy.
Right, dude. I know. It's fucking nuts. So you're half llama, half geddon, half person, walking around like all deformed and shit, and like a zombie. And then,
Mm,
if you get in a fight with the llamageddon, there's a scene where the llamageddon's fucking stomping some dude out with his fucking hooves, and the
his,
hooves, like, you can
his
tell, like, it's just the dude with the camera with
his
two hoof
hooves.
fucking sticks that look like, probably, they look like, skiing poles with hooves on them.
It's so
But yeah,
funny.
man, dude, it's fucking awesome. I'm trying to think of some other ones that I watched. A lot of
Also,
shark ones.
oh,
Trailer Park Shark Attack, where the trailer park gets flooded, and then Santa Jaws. That's a great movie. He
that's
attacks
so
anyone that
funny.
puts up Christmas decorations, and he ends up getting a Santa hat on his fin. Um, Jersey Shore Shark Attack. It's got the whole cast of Jersey Shore in there,
Does it
uh,
really?
including Ronnie. I think Ronnie's in there. Everyone loves Ronnie.
Snooky in
You
there?
know, huh?
Snooky in there?
Yeah. Yep.
um, because we were talking about, movies and stuff like that, so I know you're big into wrestling. We've had wrestling shows
Yeah.
and all that jazz before. Have you seen the Liv Morgan's about to take time off for a movie? Have you seen that stuff?
I I missed her like announcement on Raw, but I kept seeing stuff online. Do you know what it is?
She apparently, because once again, I didn't watch Raw. I saw clips stuff like that. Apparently, she asked for time off for a
Yeah.
big movie coming up. It hasn't been announced what movie. I've seen people online say that in her inner circle or the people that are in the know, you're gonna the rest of the general public, they're gonna be really surprised when whatever movie it is. So do you
So
have any ideas?
no, but I was thinking, is it like could this legit be like a wrestling angle? Could it like not be a movie at
How
all?
like she takes time off then goes and sneak attack somebody?
Yeah. Or they like do something like, I don't know what they could do, but or anything. I mean, because I think she announced it on Raw, so like it's part of the wrestling show.
Let me see if there's
Just
been
throwing
any
it
new
out.
information because it was just interesting to me because when you announce that or when you ask for a time off for a big movie, it's just one of those. I don't know. Once again.
She's one half of the tag team champions right now. What if she just doesn't want to defend her title? What if it's a work? But if she's just like, yeah, I'm doing this movie, and then she keeps putting off like defending the titles, and they're like, what movie are you talking about? And then
Um. A,
she comes out with like a you know virus shark type movie with Dominic Mysterio in it.
That'd be funny. 22 hours ago, per WrestleOps on X/Twitter, they said the claim from people who would know about Liv Morgan's upcoming film project, that a lot of people's jaws will drop when it's revealed in due time. And then 20 hours ago, from WrestleOps, they tweeted out, one source describes Liv Morgan's upcoming film project as the kind of opportunity that could cement Morgan as the next it girl in Hollywood if she in the project hits as internally projected.
I wonder if it's like because like what I if it is like a legit movie, I wonder if it's like a Harley Quinn or something.
That'd be a really
Yeah.
good role for her. That'd be a
Because
really good role.
or like some kind of superhero, because I'm wondering if that's like kind of like a Batista where like he kind of
Hmm.
plays one like dumb character, and like just because he's part of the franchise it just blows up,
Yeah,
you know.
I was gonna say because
Uh,
I remember one of Batista's first acting roles that I remember seeing was he was in the Scorpion King 3 when he was like one of the bad dudes that came back. And I
there
remember
was a Scorpion King 3.
they made like 7 of them bitches.
What
Dead serious.
was
They
he, the
had
Scorpion King? Like, was he
no,
replacing The Rock?
no. He was just one of the
And The
bad
Rock was
dudes.
on all of them?
No, it's so. Let me give you a little bit of a side story. So
I've only seen the
they
first one.
the first one's I thought. Listen, the first one's one of my favorite childhood movies. This was awesome. So they made like 6 of them, and every single one has a different wrestler slash fighter in it. So the first one had The Rock. The second one was a prequel to his childhood, and it had Randy Couture in it, and he was the main bad dude. The third one had The Rock. Not The Rock. The third one had Batista. Let me pull up on the
I was
Scorpion.
gonna say The Rock comes back for the third one. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna do the second one, but the third one's where the money's at.
So the third one, yeah, the third one had Batista in it. The fourth one, because yeah, they made like 5 of these movies. I didn't, find out till years later. The fourth one had Eve Torres in it.
That's a draw.
That is a draw, and I stopped watching after like the third one. The fifth
It's like Land
one,
Before Times, man. There's like
dude,
15 of
there's
them.
like 70 of those bitches, and dude, I swear I had like the first 8 of them on VHS.
I've only seen the first one,
The
and
first was a banger
maybe
movie.
the second one once. I'm not sure.
The first one was such a banger kids movie. It was
Oh,
made.
dude,
It was made in what, like the 70s.
80s, 80s.
I know it's fucking old, dude. I didn't know how old fucking I was showing. I had when my nephew before he could like walk around and stuff. I would just put on like kids movies just for him to like be coherent enough. I was because and I on Disney Plus I threw on Bambi, and once again we had the Bambi fucking VHS. Fucking I was explaining to
Never
my
seen it.
never seen Bambi.
No, man.
There's something wrong with you,
Dude,
man.
man. Well, dude, whatever, dude.
Anyways,
All I,
anyways,
all I know
anyways.
is when in Sandlot, they're like, that wimpy deer. Yeah, and I know his mom gets shot. Whoa.
Ooh,
Whose mom
any,
didn't die yet? This, Who's got
any,
mom? I
anyways,
don't.
and
Hey, but hey, my mom was taken out by cancer, not a stupid fucking hunter.
that's not even shown on screen. Anyways, and then I didn't. I was trying to tell her how old like the movie Bambi was because it was made in like 1912. Like it's old as shit.
It wasn't made in 1912, but I get it. Yeah, it was like
Not
I
really.
think it was.
It might have been like the
I would have
40s
guessed.
or
I would
something.
guess the 50s. Yeah, I'd guess the 50s.
Yeah.
Maybe before cartoon, but
Yeah. It was made. 1923 is when it
oh,
came from. Yeah, it's old as shit. And I was explaining to her, I'm like, oh, after the movie, before you had DVDs to go see the special features, just after the movie, that's when they had like the little back, like behind the scene stuff. It was showing it. It was showing how like the movie got made, and so it was. It's obviously it's different back then on how you have like the not oil pastel things, but you had like the film to just go over, and you had to do it like scene by scene by scene,
yeah,
kind of like motion capture, like with the clay. How people like make
right,
like the Wallace and Gromit movies, how it's all just claymation and stuff like that.
yeah.
But it was pretty cool. It I was explaining to her because she's kind of unga bunga sometimes, and so I was explaining to her, here's how movies were made back then, and it's an old classic movie. I didn't know for like until I don't know 2015 that they made a second Bambi movie.
I didn't know that until like a week ago when you said that. But
Just now.
what is like what's the premise of the movie? His mom gets shot, and then
He
what does he
grows
have to
up.
do?
He grows up
Cool. Why do I want to watch that?
because it's a banger movie.
Like what
That's it.
like there's no conflict. There's no
I,
there's no like I have to get somewhere.
I mean,
Or he's just
I
like,
mean,
oh, let me grow up and be a
he,
stupid deer.
no, he grows up, gets the girl, another deer comes up, they kind of beef for like 5 minutes, and then the hunter comes back up, and then all the dogs chase his boo, and then he has to fight off the dogs, and then the whole forest catches on fire, and then they migrate to another
Okay,
forest.
well, you should have told me that because you just told me he grows up.
That's
I was like,
I mean, hey, that's basically
that's the worst like description of a movie. Like, yeah, dude, like
deer
you
grows
watch his
up.
mom shot in the first 5 minutes and then he grows up. Cool. I'm gonna watch that. Then he turns into venison eventually. I'm eating Bambi for lunch. I got his head on my fucking wall.
I
Like,
got his
what?
head on my wall.
First of all, I thought Bambi was a girl, and
Now he's
second of
got
all, who
horns.
names their kid? Who names their child a boy child? Bambi. He's gonna get picked on for like talk about the Rudolph syndrome, man. Like, this at least he had a cancerous nose, and that's why he got fucking made fun of. But Bambi's just gonna get made fun of because of his name, because it sounds stupid. Like,
And he
why?
that was what
Like they could have just named him like Ferguson or Mark or Jacob, Jacob the deer.
or jerk
Like,
Jirk.
David. Like, yeah, Jerk Ferguson. Let me jerk to you.
60,
Absolutely.
64-bit legends.
64-bit Legends Rumble, baby. Check it out every January.
Oh my god, so funny.
But no, man, it's Bambi sucks.
It's a classic kids movie. Highly recommended. It's not long, and the things
And
are an hour.
is that why we're supposed to prevent forest fires? Smokey the Bear, because he's like, oh, don't kill Bambi. There was a giant
Now
forest
you're
fire.
getting it. Now you're getting it. But yeah, it's a banger kids movie.
Oh, we plan on watching Monsters Inc. tonight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you and
I mentioned that.
you and your girl.
Hey, Yeah. So we neither of us have Disney Plus, but she thinks she has it on DVD. So we're gonna watch Monsters Inc. tonight. I think
Hell
if
yeah.
it's a possibility. Since
It's a banger movie. I'm
I'm
surprised.
excited.
You should be.
Yeah.
It's one of the classic kids movies. Like Up. Up's another really good kids
Never
movie.
seen Up. Dude, I was like 25 when these movies came out.
So I know you had like the
Monsters Inc. I didn't realize Monsters Inc. came out in 2001.
Yeah.
So I was 14, but still, I'm not gonna watch Monsters Inc. when there's wrestling and cool things on, and like Van Wilder and listening to Dr. Dre and cool stuff.
And cool stuff. No,
Yeah,
but
like all the cool shit that I was doing, dude, when I was
yeah.
14.
I was
Listening to
gonna say.
Chronic 2001.
I was gonna say, cause I'm sure growing up, you had banger movies like The Goonies and
Yeah, man.
Sandlot.
That was like one of my favorites as a kid. Goonies, League of Their Own, but
Mm-hmm.
we all know Dottie Henson was the fucking villain.
Sandlot.
Sandlot. I didn't actually see Sandlot for the first time until I was in high school.
Benchwarmers.
Benchwarmers. That came out. I think maybe the year after I graduated. That came out. I think 05, 06 or somewhere around there. Maybe 07.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a good movie. But like, dude, like when I hit my 20s, man, that's when like movies got like super bad. Fucking Step Brothers. What else is in that? Like
40-Year-Old
Wedding Crash.
Virgin. 40-Year-Old
Yeah,
Virgin. Yeah, with
all the
Steve
banger
Carell.
movies, all the
Yeah.
stoner, party, funny movies. And then your
Hot
generation ruined
Hot Tub
everything.
Time Machine. Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
All those
And then
goofy movies.
your generation ruined everything, and now the world sucks, and they don't have any original ideas, all because you grew up,
Hey man.
all because you beat on us.
We.
That's why the world sucks today.
For a movie that came out in the 20s, I'm surprised you didn't know about it.
Well, I knew about it, I just never seen it. Like
It's
just
another
like
thing.
Cinderella. I never seen Cinderella or Snow White or Pocahontas or
Some of those
insert
movies are actually
fucking
pretty like straight kids movies.
Beauty and the Beast. I do have a fucking sweet hoodie that is, I believe, who is it Cinderella or who's the is it might be Belle? No, yeah, it might be Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
She's wearing a Jack Daniels shirt and she's all tatted.
That's
It's
awesome.
fucking awesome.
That's
It's fucking
sick.
awesome. There was like a bunch of them. Like they had like Pocahontas, like, and somebody else, Jasmine maybe, like fucking cheersing with solo cups.
That's awesome.
And like other shit, like they would just put
just
them
like like an X-rated adult version of all of them.
not an X-rated,
Well, not
but
X,
like,
but
yeah,
like a
well,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
We're
awesome.
not seeing them naked. We're not seeing like how they have it on like fucking like porn sites where they have the fucking cartoons on the sides and shit.
Thank God, because that would ruin the movies.
Oh man.
So we got like 5 minutes left. Once again,
They ruined the movie.
Yeah, big wrestling. Dude, do you have any predictions for SmackDown?
I really don't. We can maybe talk more about it on Friday if I come across anything, because I don't really know what's going on in SmackDown. I don't know what they're expecting this week, but I do have, we got the Nerfy pick of the day.
Oh yeah.
So I went with the Texas Rangers and the Athletics on Monday. I'm repeating that play today. Luis Severino is starting for the Athletics. The Rangers have Nathan Eovaldi. Severino's got a 3.49 ERA. This is what I base it on. And Eovaldi has a 2.21 ERA. It hit the other day. We're gonna run it back. I think it hit yesterday too. So hopefully we'll go 3 days in a row with that. But I am so far 1-0.
Yep.
I'm
I'm 0-1.
on the other end. are 0-1, so you got to catch up. You got a game for us today?
Give me see, I don't base off ERA. I base off of vibes and teams that fucking blow. And the teams that fucking blow today, the Cubs and the Pirates. The Pirates always fucking blow, and it's the Cubs. That's why.
Dude, you know the Cubs like
Don't
are
care.
just came out with like the odds for the World
Oh
Series
yeah, and
and
they're
like
like
they're
fifth.
Tigers for first.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't care. Today they
so
fucking blow.
okay, man. We'll see when Kyle Tucker hits a fucking solo shot to fucking lead off the game like fucking Kerry Carpenter did yesterday and fucked me. But that's fine.
And the Schwarber.
Yeah, the fucking short, dude. I think I went 2 for 4 yesterday on the fucking
Dude,
Nerfies. That was the worst
dude,
day I've had.
I'll always look up. Well, sometimes I'll look up like, especially with like a high powered offensive team like the Phillies. I'm like, okay, if it's a lefty, what's their lineup? And the second I
Mhm.
saw Schwarby up there, I'm like, he's yeah, he's a home run hitter, but lefties, obviously not, ideal. And then all I hear is his fucking dumbass bet. Oh, did you see the Yankees game yesterday? 3 home runs
Oh,
on the
dude.
first 5 pitches and 4 of the first 12. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! And what's even more
Kyle,
funny is,
Kyle Gibson.
yeah,
Kyle, oh my god.
fucking, and then uh, Jazz gets hit in the ass with like a sinker, and then he's fucking stretching it out, then hits a triple, and then leaves the game.
Dude, so the Tigers were down 6-2 yesterday in the ninth or in the eighth.
Who was
So it was bottom
pitching?
of the yesterday Reese Olson started and he actually had a really good start. Will Vest actually, who's had a very good year so far, led up most of the runs.
Mm-hmm.
But Kenta Maeda, they brought him in the eighth, and like ever since they signed him last year or 2 years ago, he's not been the same pitcher that he was before, and they took him out of the rotation and all this shit. Well, they bring him in for the eighth, and he had a 3 pitch sequence where he threw one pitch about 20 feet fucking left. It like just stuck to his hand and like he spiked it and it just went fucking basically into the dugout. Um, and then the very next pitch, he fucking hit a dude like near the head. And then so Altuve then I think it was Altuve comes up and he throws a fucking like a cutter like that would probably looked like it was gonna hit him in the stomach and like came over and crossed the plate. And it was fucking just crazy sequence, dude. And you know, I don't know if I've ever seen a pitch like that where it like literally went into the dugout.
Mm-hmm. I
Unless it
saw.
was 50 Cent throwing out the first pitch and Javi Baez swinging at it.
I'm. You might have seen the pitch on Twitter. Um, One of the Twins pitchers, Joe Ryan, he threw a disgusting slider the other day, where it was just a perfect. It like the pitch before it was like a 94-mile four seam, and then just the next pitch it was the exact same delivery, but it cut like fucking. It looked like 2 feet off the plate, like right when it left his
Dude,
hand.
it's crazy when they put up that graphic and like those
Like the
like the
simulcam
white and well, yeah, and like all like the different
where the
ways
ball's
that the
going.
ball moves and where it ends up and basically off the same arm slot, like the same point.
Yeah.
The guys have basically look at the spin of the ball from as soon as it's released. It's fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But that was for not really being prepared. That was a decent show. We picked it up. We had a little hiccups in there, but we're good.
Yeah.
Check out
Yeah.
for us at the Legends Clubhouse. Check us out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Check out newleafnews.network.com. We got daily content. We are growing by the day. Check out Lawson Turner's for his betting articles. We got there's politics, there's horoscopes, there's sports, there's entertainment, everything under the sun. And we've only been operating for about a month and a half, so we have about 4,000 viewers in a month. I think in a month and a half, and a
Mm.
soft launch with minimal content. I think that's pretty good. If you're into podcasts, we have podcast recommendations and shows on there as well. Check us out on our Facebook at New Leaf News, on Instagram, X. Check out the 64-Bit Legends podcast. We drop every week. We have a new episode drop 2 days ago. Called Wrestling and Kanye. See what they
Oh
have in common or
God.
what we talk about. Um, Check me out at Bobby Kaboose on Instagram, on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. I still don't like calling it X.
It's funky.
At Lawson _, 17 numbers, 1226, bunch of other stuff. It's like pi, it never ends. Um,
Right.
and other than that, man, if you want to take us out, I'm done plugging.
Yeah. Lastly, the Lakers
Oh,
will.
sit and subscribe. Hit and subscribe something.
The,
Subscribe to something. Subscribe to our show. Watch it on YouTube every fucking day. All right, now go ahead.
hit the bell for notifications.
Yes.
Um.
We might be going live sometime. Who knows?
Well,
Or we are live, but outside
maybe even
of
6 hours one time.
Yeah, yeah. We might be live for 6 hours, and you can just watch us on loop.
One last quick thing: the Lakers will extend the series tonight. That is the lock of the day. Yes, they will. As always, thank you so much for watching the Legends Clubhouse. For New Leaf News and the Legends Clubhouse, I'm Lawson Turner. That's Bobby Kaboose, and I hope you all enjoy your Wednesday, and we will see you guys later.